What are they going to do?
They're probably going hunting. They'll leave their baby here to watch us.
What's up, my vault dwellers? Did you know that the 70s weren't just bell-bottoms and disco? They were also catfish-human hybrids who were seeking revenge. They were Mexican wrestlers fighting vampire midgets. And don't forget Turkish Vikings who battled poorly dubbed lions in the snow. Way before Hollywood had rules about what made sense, we had Godzilla who was fighting a living pollution while teaching kids about environmentalism. Don't forget Dean Stockwell trying to summon Lovecraftian monsters during what looks like, I guess, a hippie commune gone wrong. So today, we're ranking the 13 films that make you question not just the sanity of the 70s filmmakers, but really how they even convinced anybody to get any money. So get ready for werewolves handling White House media relations and El Topo, which, honestly, I'm not even going to try to explain to you yet. So let's dive into these masterpieces of pure cinematic chaos.
I'm going to take this right foot, and I'm going to whop you on that side of your face. And you want to know something? There's not a damn thing you're going to be able to do about it. Really?
So starting us off with what passes as normal for this list, we have a half Native American Green Beret who fights racism with Eastern philosophy and Hapkido kicks to the face. So, think Easy Rider meets Enter the Dragon, but, with more social commentary and lots more jean jackets. The wild part is, this indie film totally outsmarted Warner Brothers by inventing modern movie marketing. They basically created the wide release strategy that blockbusters still use today. I mean, that's not bad for a movie where the hero spends, equal time preaching peace and putting people in the hospital. Do you think modern politics satire is on the nose? Well, try a movie where a presidential press secretary becomes a werewolf during Watergate. This poor guy has to juggle managing media, White House duties, and an inconvenient habit of turning into a bloodthirsty beast during policy meetings. There's the scene where he transforms during a bowling session at Camp David. So just let that sink in for a moment. The Secret Service has to deal with a werewolf throwing gutter balls. Plus, every full moon coincides with major political crisis. And back in the 70s, that was every single Tuesday. So AIP looked at Lovecraft's cosmic horror and said, this needs to be way more groovy, man. Dean Stockwell plays a warlock trying to summon ancient gods while looking like he just got back from Woodstock. The special effects department clearly spent their budget on black lights and kaleidoscopes. So the best part is watching them try to represent unknowable cosmic horrors with what appears to be leftover props from, Yellow Submarine. Even the elder gods seem confused about what's happening in this film.
Damn you all to hell!
Okay, we've got the first sequel to The Planet of the Apes, which asks, the important question, what if we took talking apes and added telepathic humans who worship an atomic bomb? Because, apparently just having evolved apes wasn't quite bananas enough. So we've got mutants in rubber masks singing hymns to a nuclear warhead. We got Charlton Heston looking like he'd just rather be anywhere else. And an ending so dark it makes The Empire Strikes Back look like a Disney cartoon. And yes, that is James Gregory, basically playing Planet of the Apes version of a warmonger while wearing orangutan makeup. Alright, so we got Mexican wrestling superheroes who team up to fight vampire midgets. All right, that's not me having a stroke. I mean, that's the actual plot. Well, we got Blue Demon, Mil Mascaras, and a whole squad of masked luchadores who decide crime fighting, it's not enough. So they take on the supernatural while never once removing their masks. The special effects budgets appear to have been whatever they found in like random vending machines. But who needs effects when you have masked wrestlers doing suplexes with vampires? I mean, really, look, any movie that features a man in a sparkling blue mask delivering drop kicks to the undead, it deserves a little bit of a respect. Oh, this beautiful disaster has a mad scientist who transforms himself into a walking catfish to get revenge on pretty much everyone. You know, most movie scientists want to cure diseases or unlock the secrets of the universe, but this guy, he looked at a catfish and thought, that's my spirit animal. This was shot in Jacksonville, Florida, by the way, which I think explains everything about this movie. And so the monster suit, it looks like someone described a fish to a costume designer who'd only ever seen mammals before. Plus, our fish man spends like half the movie trying to find a date. That's right, this isn't just a monster movie, it's a romantic comedy for people who love fish. The legend, Vincent Price, plays a disfigured doctor killing people based on the biblical plagues of Egypt, while his mechanical orchestra plays Darktown Strutter's Ball. He also has a silent female assistant who plays the violin while he commits elaborately staged murders. Every death scene looks like it would have happened in a Rube Goldberg design execution method. Price spends like most of the movie drinking wine through his neck because his mouth doesn't work. And somehow he actually makes it look classy. This is what happens when Art Deco decides to make a revenge film. Toho Studios said, let's make Godzilla fight pollution, and created a monster made of toxic sludge that feeds on factory waste. Our favorite radioactive lizard just basically becomes Captain Planet with atomic breath. The movie randomly switches to anime sequences, you know, featuring Hedorah flying around like a flatulent UFO, and it includes a scene where Godzilla uses his atomic breath to fly. Yeah. You heard that right. Godzilla uses his atomic halitosis as a jetpack. Even the other monsters in the Godzilla universe pretend that this movie didn't happen.
Atma silahını!
Turkish cinema decided Vikings weren't exciting enough, so they added a hero with perfect hair who travels with the world's most dramatic and expressive wolf. Tarkan and his furry companion Kurt spend the whole movie seeking revenge on Vikings who killed Kurt's mom. Yeah, this is essentially John Wick with wolves, but made in Turkey. The highlight has to be Kurt, who gets more emotional close-ups than any other actor in this film. I mean, this wolf deserves an Oscar for reaction shots alone. Every time something happens, the camera cuts to Kurt looking concerned, or angry, or possibly just wondering where lunch is. But let's talk about the octopus scenes, and what might be the most ambitious crossover in Turkish cinema. Our Viking revenge plot suddenly involves fighting and surviving a rubber octopus in what's clearly about 3 feet of water. The tentacles have all the mobility of a garden hose, and you can practically see the guy underneath wobbling them around. It's like they had this octopus prop left over from another movie and thought, well, I mean, Vikings fought sea monsters, right?
I want a cheeseburger, French fries, and a chocolate shake.
All right, get ready for this one. A biker movie about a gang of gay bikers traveling to a drag queen competition in California. And this was made in 1971, when most filmmakers wouldn't touch this subject with a 100-foot pole. You know, the amazing part is how it switches from exploitation film to social commentary, and then back again faster than these guys can change their outfits. This gang battles rednecks and cops and rival bikers while discussing fashion choices. It's like Easy Rider met Priscilla, Queen of the Desert 2 decades early. The ending is so controversial, it makes people wonder if the director just, I don't know, ran out of film. We need to thank the Spanish for this horror that gave us undead Knights Templar who lost their eyes to crows during execution, but they can track their victims by sound. And these zombie knights, they ride in slow motion on skeletal horses, while the most inappropriate upbeat music plays in the background. The Templars look like someone left Halloween decorations out in the rain, and I guess it works, right? There's a scene where they attack a train that's both creepy and hilarious because you can clearly see the strings holding up their robes as they float towards their victims. John Carradine classes up this tale of Sasquatch kidnapping bikers, more bikers, and go-go dancers. Not content with just one B-movie plot? Well, they threw in hippies, more bikers, logging rights disputes, and a love story. It's really like someone played Mad Libs with a drive-in movie plot. So the Bigfoot costume looks like they skinned a carnival mascot, and every fight scene between bikers and Bigfoot plays out like interpretive dance. The highlight is watching Carradine try to maintain his dignity while explaining Sasquatch mating habits. Alright, I warned you about this one in the beginning. So this is an acid western about a gunslinger on a spiritual journey that makes David Lynch look like Walt Disney. Our hero, who's always dressed in black leather, he travels through the desert with his naked son, fighting masters of different fighting styles who each have their own philosophical outlook and physical deformities. Oh, and that's just the first hour. Then it becomes about a colony of deformed people who are trapped in a mountain. And our hero, he becomes their messiah. And a corrupt religion run by a midget and who's got a machine gun toting bride. So, I mean, the whole thing plays like what would happen if Salvador Dali directed a spaghetti western after reading the complete works of Carl Jung. Every scene looks like the cover of a prog rock album that just come to life, you know? Wow, just got through that one. All right, hey, do me a favor. Drop a comment if you've actually seen any of these beautiful disasters. Or, you know, if your brain melted just from hearing about them. And I would absolutely love it if you click the like button so that, you know, the Google, YouTube algorithm thing knows that we exist. And if you didn't subscribe, you should. So this is Dan, just reminding you that sometimes the best movies, they're the ones that make you question not just your taste in films, but they make you question reality itself. Stay radical.